Yo, what's happening, Raider Nation? It's your boy Soto here. You know what it is. Raiders versus the world. Talked about the team that the world loves to hate, your Las Vegas Raiders. All right. So we're in the throes of the Patriots week, okay? Week one, the NFL is coming up very, very quickly. We're like 4 days away, okay? All the wrinkles are getting ironed out. I don't foresee there being a lot of movement with the rosters at all or anything like that, but I do want to get to know a little bit more about what Pete Carroll thinks about the team construction and what the team can look forward to, especially in the beginning part of the season. Now, we've heard a ton of press conferences from Pete Carroll. He's been asked a ton of questions, but he's been asked a bunch of questions from a bunch of different people. It's a little bit different when you're asked a bunch of different questions by one person so they can follow up on things. It's going to be a little bit different. Now, I'm not saying that Jeanty the Brick is this hard-hitting journalist who's going to go ahead and ask the tough questions. I'm not saying that, nor should he be. He works for the Raiders, okay? He's supposed to present them in a positive light, even in the most negative times. I get that, and that's fine. But right now, I really want to get to hear what Pete Carroll has to say about the team and what he feels about where we are right now. We're going to get to all that. But before we do, I want to make sure everyone please like, comment, and subscribe to this video. It's an excellent way to support the channel. It's absolutely free to do. And it's the bare minimum you can do to support the channel besides doing nothing, just watch the video. On top of that, you know what it is. It's the Shield Society. It's great. You guys are going to love it. A bunch of you guys have already signed up for it. You guys don't miss out. It's $5 a month. You get the videos right away. Yeah, whatever. The big thing is you get to watch parties with me. So along with watching the game on TV, you get to watch it with me and hear my analysis, a little bit play-by-play here and there, but mostly just my analysis of what's going on. And I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to jump in and be a part of the show yourselves. And now here's the best part. It's just for us. It's just for the Shield Society. Nobody else gets to hear it. Nobody else gets to see it. I'm not going to post it up or anything like that. It's just going to be for the members only. So it's a very exclusive thing. It's just for you guys. If you want to do it and you can do it, great. If you don't want to do it or you can't do it, that's great too. I'm still going to give you the content every single day. Okay, let's get to Pete Carroll and JT the Brick.
We welcome in head coach Pete Carroll. And coach, how excited are you after the preseason, everything through camp, the preparation to have this team ready?
It has been a big build-up. You know, we've set in motion a whole approach and mentality and trying to develop the culture that we'd like to stand for. And it's really been fun. The guys have been so open to receive new ideas, new thoughts, and new ways of doing stuff. Been a lot of energy. You know, we practiced hard and fast and competitively at all times, and it's given us a chance to really get moving in the program. We'll find out. You know, we got to play some games here and see what happens.
I want to ask about the competition, the drafted players that came in, the new players that you're coaching, pretty much everybody. When you gave them that new culture of competition, how they gravitated to that?
Well, it's pretty natural. You know, I've found it to be over the years a natural, you know, kind of smooth connection, because the guys all, you know, they talk about competing, they know what that is, but they get overwhelmed with how pervasive it is in our program and from my direction and all that. It is the central theme in the program, and it is what we're looking for at all times, and it's why we end everything with a jump ball or shooting hoops or we're throwing contests or whatever, just to keep competing at everything that we're doing. And they've taken to it well. It's fun. It's fun for us. You know, winning and losing, there's something at stake every day, and players get to cheer for one another, and as well as we get to see them in situations where they, you know, how they handle the competition of it. It's all part of it, because everywhere we go, every game we play is inundated with competition. So we want to get really used to being there.
You start your program with Geno Smith. How great is that for you, the relationship you have? Can you tell us about his leadership?
Yeah, we're very, very fortunate that we were able to do that. Geno, you know, really commands a respect because of his work ethic and his habits, his mentality, his mental toughness, how aggressive a player he is. He really sets in motion, you know, the mentality that we wanted on that side of the ball, which we would have been starting over, you know, without that. And Geno and I have been together a long time, and we see eye to eye on everything, and he represents the mentality exactly the way you would hope to. Fortunately, you know, we got Maxx on the other side, who is, you know, he is the epitome of a great competitor. And so we've had really good direction and leadership right from the start, and really by example, which is the most powerful way to set it.
Now, not only Raider Nation, but all of the NFL is waiting on Ashton Jeanty, and it's been really exciting. We saw a little bit of him in the preseason. What'd you see when you look back at the tape, and tell our fans about his preparation and how much he enjoys this opportunity to potentially be an elite player in the
league? He's a great kid, first off. I mean, our fans will love his personality, his way, his expectations and standards that he plays by, practices by. He's a terrific player on the practice field. He's done so many great things. His elusiveness, his toughness was really shown in the preseason. I loved that he got to show that he'll come after you and attack a defensive player. That sets in motion when he makes you miss too. You know, and you don't know if he's coming at you or he's going to make you miss. His all-around just capabilities. He can catch the football really well. He runs good routes. He's really done well in pass protection. That's been no issue for him at all. He's got his low center of gravity about him that gives him some special qualities and some really strike ability when he blocks, but also when he runs. He has approached this with a very even keel about him. You know, it has not been big for him, and he's taken it well. He's had fun with it. He's got a smile on his face all the time, and the more competitive it gets, the more fun he's having. So I think our fans are going to just love him, and I hope that we'll get him on the loose some, get him in some space so you get to see him go. He's going to be hard to tackle in the open field.
Coach, you mentioned Maxx with Kuntz there and what you have in this rotation. How important is this pass rush to help the young secondary on the back end?
Well, the pass rush is always key to everything, you know, and if you have it or if you don't, it's key. So we have to count on Maxx. Maxx has had a great off season in his recovery. He has not missed anything of the work that we've done. He has been the epitome of leadership in terms of his effort and his playmaking. We've seen him flash so brilliantly in the preseason in the few snaps that we've given him, run and pass. So the mix of this, the pass rush is always crucial. And if you don't have the four-man pass rush, you have to complement it with pressure, which Patrick Graham has been really known for. I mean, probably zero blitz more than anybody in the NFL last year. So he's aggressive in attacking. We will use a combination of coverage principles with our pressure to complement the four-man rush. You really want to rush four guys so that you can play the coverage that you want to play, and so we'll see how that goes. We won't know that for a while. We'll find out pretty early here in the season how that's come along. But we will always be working to get four-man going, and Malcolm is back full speed. Good. It took Malcolm all camp to get there. He had to kind of feel his way the first couple of weeks, but he has really found it. We're counting a lot on Tyree to help us in different situations. Adam Butler has been really an effective guy to work with. He's really a savvy football player. Teams will see that he games things up really well, and he'll take advantage of helping the guys around him as well as make his own pass rush available. So hopefully that's going to be a big part of it. It is really crucial.
And one follow-up with that is the depth of the other defensive tackle next to Adam and how many players you have. I've been telling everybody, I think it's a strength of this team on how you can roll in fresh bodies along the way. How important is that to your program and schemes for all teams that you go up against?
Jonah Lualu has been really effective. I caught him on film just going through it early on, and I was wondering why he didn't play more. Well, I didn't realize he didn't get here early, and he was not part of the team early on. But he has really come on and been a factor. Adam has been a nice factor in there. We're excited to get Tonk going too. He's shown really good lateral quickness and a natural athleticism about himself. He uses his hands really well. He's still raw and it has to be developed, but he's going to be in the rotations for sure. So getting Thomas Booker was a big deal to us. A really steady factor at playing the nose tackle spot. He jumped right into the starting group right after the first week he was here. Really stout and smart and tough chase guy and all of that. So we've got a good group, and we will mix those guys. Fotu's been good too. Yeah. And he got us one showing. He showed us some stuff in the springtime, but then he got banged up a little bit. And when he came back, he had a really good game in the final preseason game. So that's leading him into a chance to help as well.
Let's touch on the Patriots. Drake May, what do you see on tape? What type of player is he?
He's really good. He's a really well-rounded athlete, runs well, is apt to take off. If you give him any kind of space, he's going to get out some. a really live arm, can use the whole field. He's got a big arm, and seems to be very creative. And what you like about him is competitiveness. He's a good competitor. He battles.
And what about a Mike Vrabel team competing against him? What do you see typically when Mike Vrabel walks out of the tunnel with his team?
Yeah, well, he goes back to the New England roots, and so that tells us a lot about what he believes in as a defensive coach and also as a head coach. They want to run the football a lot. Josh is going to run the ball with a real commitment, and that'll fit right with what Mike wants to see as a defensive guy. So we expect to see a really tough football team, dedicated to running the ball and trying to stop the run, and they'll start from there.
Last one, Coach. You did an amazing job with the 12s in Seattle. You built the culture, and it was an incredibly hard place for other teams to play. What do you need to see from Raider Nation, what you want to see coming back at Allegiant Stadium? Because you're going to see a lot of this in New England. This is a East Coast spot for Raider Nation to come from Canada, from Buffalo, from Long Island, from all parts to try to get there. So you'll see Raider Nation there, as you know, but especially the culture you're building in Vegas.
Yeah, well, I'm really looking forward to this relationship with the nation, and they're so crucial to us, and they're so extraordinarily unique, because they do come from everywhere. When we travel, we hope to see them in big numbers and be a factor, and see the black hole and the whole thing. We're counting on that. At home, we have to make it more a factor. So many people want to come to Vegas and come to and take their trips that people will go all out to get in the stadium and make that part of their experience. We have to overwhelm them, and so that'll be a growing part of our development of this program. The fans are hugely important. We needed to make it a factor when people come to our place. You're right about I didn't develop the 12s; they were already there. I just got a chance to embrace them and be part of it. They were an incredible factor for us, and to the point where they caused the other team to falter and make mistakes and all that. So we're going to work to develop that, and I know the enthusiasm and the excitement we build by our success is really on us. So we need to play well, do well, and make it a factor for people coming in here. So I hope that we can really connect with those guys.
Good luck, Coach.
All right, like I said, it wasn't going to be like a hard-hitting interview from JT the Brick, and that's fine. We still got some really good information. Now, a lot of it was like, yeah, duh, right? Like, you got Geno Smith, he's going to be your leader on offense. You have Maxx, he's going to be your leader on defense. Those are stuff that's like, okay, whatever. We all knew that. The stuff he talked about Ashton Jeanty, I think Ashton Jeanty is going to be used quite a bit. He was really saved in the preseason. He really wasn't used a lot. And once he kind of felt a lot of contact, I think the team wanted to pull him out and not really have him take too much of a pounding in the preseason, because he's going to be taking plenty of hits in the regular season, because he's going to be used quite a bit, I feel, not only in the running game, but also in the passing game. Remember, 2 years ago, not last season when he had like 2,600 yards, but 2 years ago, he led the NCAA with running backs yards receiving, not rushing. So this dude can do it all. Through the air, on the ground, he can definitely do it. This is going to be something that's going to be a right-away thing with the Raiders. You're going to see them try to pound the ball right away and go over the top of the play-action game. That's going to be just a simple game plan. If I can boil it down to really simple things, that's what we're going to do. Chip Kelly also likes to stretch out the defenses horizontally and really attack the lanes and stuff like that. So we're going to watch for a little bit more of a sophisticated offense on Sunday against the Patriots. Now, one thing that Pete Carroll did say, I mean, I don't know if he let it slip or he let it slip on purpose. I don't know what. But he did say that they want to get pressure with four, not really blitz too much, so they can play the coverages they want to play behind that. I've said this multiple times, and it was never truer than it is right now. It is imperative that the front four gets consistent pressure on the quarterback. That is Maxx Crosby, that is Malcolm Koonce, that is Terry Wilson, Adam Butler, and the rest of the guys. They need to get consistent pressure on the quarterback. That's why we got Brennan Jackson. Brennan Jackson is more of a pass rushing type of guy, like an outside linebacker, edge rusher type of guy. He's the guy that we're going to put on the edge and just go after the quarterback. Same thing with a lot of the young players on offense. Pete Carroll likes playing young players, okay? I don't know where this thing is where, like, getting veterans is going to stunt the rookies' growth and stuff like that. That's just nonsense. That's people who don't know who Pete Carroll is, okay? Pete Carroll is going to play the young players. I think he's going to play them a lot, but he's only going to ask them to do things that they can do really well. Now, what can Brennan Jackson do well? He can rush the passer. Definitely what he can do. So Look for him in some packages so they can overload sides and stuff like that. Look for some kind of sophisticated stuff that they're going to do on the line when they have a linebacker, kind of edge linebacker like Brennan Jackson out there. Also, like maybe like a Snowden can do as well, because Snowden has done that sometimes too, where he can be rushed from the outside linebacker spot, but also cover in zone coverage on the outside and the flat. So there's a lot of things that these guys are going to be asked to do on the outside. So look for a little bit more sophisticated stuff. Not really what we saw in the preseason, kind of like really vanilla stuff right now. But what we're going to see in this game is going to be something that's going to be a lot different, especially in the coverages, I believe. I think the coverages that we're going to play is going to be a little bit different than what we did in the preseason, a little bit more sophisticated, and maybe to confuse the young quarterback in Drake May. I'm going to do a whole separate game preview for the Patriots, but I do want to say really quick, Josh McDaniels knows a lot of these defensive players, especially on the line, intimately. He knows these guys. He's worked with them. He knows what they can do, and he knows what they're good at. So I think having a lot of new players on defense may actually work in our favor, because Josh McDaniels really isn't that used to him. He's an offensive coordinator now for the New England Patriots. So a good interview from Jeanty the Brick on Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll let a couple things out of the bag, I think, on purpose, but he also gave a lot of hope for this offense specifically and in the coverages. I just find it really hard to believe. Even though I do have some question marks about the secondary, I find it extremely hard to believe that a Pete Carroll defense would trot out a bad secondary. I just think there's going to be a lot of different things done with the secondary, and it's going to make a headache for Drake May and the Patriots come Sunday. All right, guys, that's my time for today. Really appreciate you guys watching. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to this video. It's an excellent way to support the channel. It's absolutely free to do, and it's the bare minimum you can do to support the channel besides doing nothing, just watching the video. I do appreciate you guys watching the video. I would also appreciate if you guys would think about signing up for the Shield Society. Shield Society is great, man. You get the videos right away. You don't have to wait for them to be released. As soon as I upload them, you can watch them right away. Also, you get the exclusive watch party. I'm talking about it a lot. I know, I get it. You guys don't want to hear it, whatever. But look, you're only thinking that way because you haven't watched one, okay? The watch parties are super cool. I'm engaged in the chats. I'm talking to you guys back and forth. It's like watching the TV, but also being able to talk to the guy who's giving you the analysis. Also, you can actually be a part of the show yourself. I'm going to put the link. It's exclusive just for the guys. It's something exclusive just for the members, all right? So if you want to do it, great. If you can't or don't want to, that's fine too. You'll still get the videos every single day for free. So please make sure to tell your friends, tell your haters, tell your mamas, tell everybody. Raiders versus the world is the greatest thing going in Raider Nation today. That's my time. Until next time, everybody. Peace. Hey, Raider Nation. Thanks for watching. There's plenty more where that came from. Go ahead and smash that like button. Drop a comment. Make sure to subscribe and share to all your socials. It's the bare minimum you can do without doing absolutely nothing.